Okay, so we're recording, and Barry, I looked at your task 2 for the SIP. I said the content is aligned to task 2. Task 2 has documentation to support findings from the research and aligns with task 1. Your rubric strength, I said it was very informative and uses figures to support findings. Goals are also supported within the documentation. I didn't find anything for a weakness. As far as leadership, I said it was demonstrated using feedback from the SIT, suggestions. So I guess your school improvement team. There were a few mechanical grammar errors. I made comments in those. The organization was great, and APA really wasn't a problem with this one.
All right. So for Blair, I said pretty much the same thing. The content is aligned with the course content and use appropriate sources when directed. And the content is supportive to the narrative. For the strength, I said the candidate established a team to identify fiscal and human resources necessary to complete the SIP. You have established long and short-term goals and the resources to sustain the SIP. You address the who and the how within your goals. One thing, I mean, you made a 4.0, but anyways, I said something that could set apart the proficient to the accomplished was where it says the school is a recipient of allocations to meet needs to accomplish long-term and short-term goals. Although many of your goals have no cost to them, do you foresee any challenges and the need to have some sort of outside funding? You addressed in your paper that the school has funding to cover those needs, which is lucky for you. Leadership, the candidate works with the SIP team to develop goals. Are there any other groups that you're working with throughout the process other than the team? And who do you communicate with about the mental health counselor? I know that's a district-wide thing. I don't know if you have to do that or someone else is in charge of that.
Yeah, it's a district initiative.
Okay. And I couldn't find any mechanical errors. The narrative was written professionally. Everything is clear with organization with headings and subheadings, and all information is easy to locate. One thing I try to do, and I mean it works for you when the way you do it, is with your images, putting them as appendixes at the end instead of in the middle of your paper. But apparently that works good for you. And then all citations look good and are in APA format.
Thank you.
All right, Brittany. Everything APA wise looks good. I like your short-term and your long-term goals. They're measurable, achievable, all that good stuff. I like how your SIP plan was created in the 2018-2019 school year. It's a 2-year plan, so we can obviously see the ending with that. I like how you have your tables labeled. And there was one more thing. I see where it does cost a little bit of money to have that night. Did you say how that money was made, or how that money will be made in the community night? Oh,
No.
Where does that come from, the money?
Okay.
Does that come from the school, or do you guys fundraise it? That's the only thing. That was my only question. But yeah, everything looks good.
All right, cool. All right, Caleb, I did yours. Your content aligns with the course. You did a great job getting overview and organization of your paper. It's really easy to read and follow. Great job describing how you're going to use the resources in your school that y'all already have. I think your weakness, I just kind of asked about what fiscal responsibility or resources did you really need? You talked about having some available, but which ones do you need? And then with the weakness, I would put your fiscal resources and then move up your human resources up to the very top, just so it's kind of resources are together. Great job in leadership. I might add a couple of points of how you led your PLC team in that. Organization's great, other than I'd move up that resource section at the bottom under the fiscal part. And APA format looks great. You didn't have to cite anything, so you might want to go back and check to make sure you don't need anything cited on there. It didn't look like you did, but Everything else is in APA format.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yep.
All right, any other comments, questions, concerns?
Nope, I'm good.